Hi, this is Zach with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Friday, the 8th of September. Starting off with the S&P, where still got the chance of hitting that line, uptrend line there from the latter part of last month. That's going through 44.20, so probably have to factor that in. Otherwise, we're looking for an end-of-day close through the 50-day moving average, the blue line there, 44.70, to then get us up to the main 45.30 resistance, which has been in place basically since the turn of last month. So the mixed picture there on the S&P at the moment. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Argan, which is just trying to break out now. We had a decent move yesterday, top of that rising trend channel from back in August last year, heading for as high as $48. We're expecting that by the end of this month, especially while we hold above recent resistance around 43. So above 43, looking for 48 on Argan. Moving along to another stock which isn't quite so familiar around these parts, but here we are. We've got Apollo Medical, and here looks as though we bounced off the floor of this rising trend channel, mildly rising trend channel, which has been in place since November. The floor there around $30. Above that, we're looking for a zigzag up to $44, maybe as soon as the end of next month. If you're cautious, you wait for at least an end-of-day close through the 200-day line at $34, before assuming that 44 may be on its way. A stock which is looking as though it's ready to move in a quite significant way at the moment. Already has, I suppose. Couchbase, rising trend channel there from last September. Top of that channel there, heading for $25, and basically while we're above recent resistance at 18, that is the destination that we think we could hit by the end of next month, or perhaps even sooner. We've got another stock on the runway at the moment, which is Designer Brands. We're looking for this to continue to deliver its breakout. Obviously, we had a unfilled gap to the upside, bear trap gap reversal to start the rally back in June, which was impressive. Another gap higher, and obviously that's echoing the gap down that we had back in December. So this is basically a rather large island reversal. The resistance line there from back in December, heading for $16, and we're looking for that while we hold above $11, which was basically the neckline there, and the December to September resistance for the stock. Moving on to a stock which we've covered here quite a lot in the recent past. It's back again, Electriq Power, and the interest here is still that we've got this nagging suspicion that the shares will be able to turn around with maybe a W-shaped reversal. Initial resistance here around the $3.10 level, and we're looking for that while we're above 170, which is the recent higher lows. We're backed by bullish divergence there, so lower lows there for the end of August, but higher RSI trace, and that's the reason for the bullish scenario that we think we've got here. Above 310 could be up to as high as $6.50 over the following month or so, or maybe sooner. Another stock which is relatively frequent here is coming up, and it's Evelo Biosciences. The picture here, rather strange actually in the way it is, but what we're looking for here really is a end of day close back above the 50-day moving average of $7.35 after the recent consolidation between let's say 5 and 7.50, above 7.50, looking for a retest of $12.50 by the end of next month, or hopefully a bit sooner. That also ties in with the 200-day moving average level. Fubo is next, and stock which is there's rarely a dull moment. Current situation is that we bounced above the rising 50-day line at $2.55. Above that, looking for basically a return to the top of the range, $3.80 by the end of this month, or hopefully even sooner than that. You can see the overall recovery we've had since March, April has been quite impressive. G3, the next contender, and G3 Apparel, unfilled gap to the upside through recent resistance. That resistance around the $22.40 level. Above that, looking for up to $25, and hopefully see that by the end of this month, or perhaps much sooner. In fact, the upside could be much more than that, but let's just go for the move towards 25 initially. Next stock is one that I don't think has appeared here before, Immunome, and here the sizzle is that we bounced off the floor of the rising trend channel from October last year. That's around $6. Above that, looking for up to $11 by the end of next month. The icing on the cake, I suppose, in the near term would be an end of day close back above the 50-day moving average at $7.20, hopefully over the next month, the next week or so. In fact, would be very nice indeed. Moving along to Lakeland, another gap higher through, in this case with the 50-day moving average, $14.70. Above that, looking for $17 at the top of that rising trend channel from back in April, and hopefully we'll see that relatively soon by the end of this month or even before that. Moving along to Neptune, and the picture here, Neptune Wellness, the picture here is of a potential rising trend channel base. We've already seen some reaction off the base of the trend channel, so the 50-day line around $6.40. Above that, we're looking for $15 over the next 1 to 2 months, hoping that this will move relatively quickly as it did back in the latter part of August with that rather aggressive jump. But the longer we stay above the 50-day line, 620, the better this Neptune Wellness Solutions situation looks. On to the last three, and starting off with the last three in Nurix, and here looks like a falling wedge base. We've just broken the RSI through the neutral 50 level. Want to see a break of, let's say, $9.30, which is that resistance line there from April. If we can do that, then it should be back to the main resistance from June, as high as $11.40 by the end of next month. UiPath is the next stock, and here looking encouraging within that rising trend channel, which has been in place for the best part of a year. Top of the channel there, heading for $21, and we're expecting that hopefully by the end of this month, while we remain above the now rising 50-day moving average at $16.50. But let's see if the shares can give another couple of good sessions over the first part of this month. Finishing off with a decent mover, VCI Global. Alas, in the recent past, it's been a mover to the downside, but we've bounced off the 50-day line, and that is around $4, above $4, looking for a spike back towards $9 over the next 4 to 6 weeks, but relatively decent risk reward given that we're in the lower part of the range there. That's it for me today. More updates